Hi guys, it is that time. It is apple pie time, but before I do my apple pies, I've got to do the washing up. Right, so we had mashed potato, Brussels sprouts, chicken and gravy tonight. Really nice. That was the leftover chicken from yesterday because we had a big pack of chicken. We cooked it all in the slow cook, but we couldn't eat all the chicken because there was just too much of it. So I reheated that tonight and had that. So that's all done. There you go. Oops. Try not to knock the camera over. There you go. Right, I've pre-filled the washing up bowl with all the cutlery. I'm going to do the cutlery first, the glasses next, breadboard, plates, and then I've got some. I've got the slow cooker to do, a couple of saucepans to do. Whether or not I'll do all of them tonight, I might put some of them into soak, but I'm going to do the bulk of it now. Let me put my apron on, guys. Right, there we go. Right, what's happened today? It was a work day. I was over at Cambridge this morning. Got there nice and easy. I got out Cambridge easy as well tonight, so that was totally different to the day before. Now what happened yesterday is the A14 was closed. There was looked like an accident, and I actually passed it. I went back to the Quay roundabout, and that's where you can pick up the A14, but instead of going that way, I had to go the back roads because I hadn't got enough power in the battery to do the main roads. So I did Newmarket from the Quay roundabout on the old Newmarket road, not on the A14. But as I drove past the A14, I could look across from the old Newmarket Cambridge road and I could see all the blue flashing lights on the dual carriageway. So there was definitely something going on there, and the traffic was gridlocked. And a lot of the traffic was coming off the A14, going up the slip road, going across the top of the slip road and down the other side back onto the A14 to try and cut out a section of the A14 so that they didn't have to queue up for so long. And that just stopped everything in Cambridge because you couldn't get on the Quay roundabout because the traffic was coming off the A14 and going back on. And it was the people trying to take a shortcut that were causing all the problems in Cambridge. You just couldn't get across the Quay roundabout. So that's what the problem was. So got home eventually. It did take a long time, but tonight was a breeze. A walk in the park. I did exactly the same route as I did last night, and I got back home half an hour earlier. So it was really good. Thank goodness for that. Right, let me get the gloves, guys. Right, charged the van up again today. I had issues yesterday where I could only get 113 volts. Sorry, 113 miles of range in it yesterday, and I charged up again today, and today again was quite cold at work and I got 110 miles range, so not very good at all. So that means I have to come back on the minor road and go to work on the minor road, which isn't too bad in the summer. I don't mind doing it in the summer because you haven't got all the headlights, but in the winter it's an absolute pain because you can't see. Some of these car headlights are just so bright that they burn your retinas out. They really are bad. But I've got no choice because I can't do the main roads because I haven't got enough range to do it. The route I take saves me about 20 miles in range, but it takes just as long because I'm going on back roads, little, not farm tracks, but some of them are single track roads with pull-ins that let people pass, and through villages with speed restrictions, so it slows your whole journey slowed down. It's prettier in the summer because you're looking at pretty houses and villages, but in the winter it's just pitch black, full of potholes, and it's not nice. But unfortunately I haven't got a choice. So anyway, so to and from work, not so bad. The range on the van, not so good. Tomorrow's Friday Eve, guys. It's come around again, hasn't it? So I've got to look forward to helping my son out this coming weekend with some plumbing. I've said to my mum and dad that I'd like to pop up and see them. So that's going to happen. There's something else going to happen next week, but I'm not going to tell you guys about that till maybe nearer the time. So I can let you know what's going on. Something I'd like to mention, and has upset Skippy a little bit is people are saying that she's lazy and she's not pulling her weight and I'm doing everything. That's not true, guys. You don't know what's going on. There's more going on to this than you realise. Okay, and Skippy most certainly pulls her weight in more ways than one, and I wouldn't be without her. So those people who make nasty comments expect to be taken off my site, because you don't know the full story, and there's more going on than you realise, guys. So Skippy's most definitely not lazy, and she does pull her weight. What else can I tell you, guys? I've got somebody I work with has handed their notice in, and it will be horrendous losing this person, because they are so good at their job, and they have threatened to leave before, but it's all got sorted out. But I've done this myself when I've worked somewhere where I'm not happy. Sometimes they will try and make things right and offer you a little bit more money and change things, but it's never the same. It's not right, and I think that's what's happened here. That they tried to patch it up to make it work, but it's still the same old thing, the same old job, and this person has decided enough is enough and they'd like to move on, so they've handed their notice in. They came and told me before they told anybody else, because I get on really well with them, and I said I was gutted to hear they were going to be leaving, but they're going, guys, I'm going to be leaving in 2 months and 28 days, so I'd be going anyway. But it'll be such a shame. I'll lose this person in 4 weeks' time, and they are so good at their job. But we've all got a life to lead, and I'm sure this person will go on and have a fantastic time in the new position that she's going to, but she will be sorely missed. What else has happened today? I'm trying to think. It's very windy outside, it's cold. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be doing tomorrow. I haven't looked. I haven't looked at all. Shock horror. I'd like to think it would warm up, but I don't think it will. Somebody at Cambridge, one of the other mechanics, said to me, oh, it's supposed to be nicer over the weekend, and I looked, and in Cambridge it's in the 9s, I think, during the day, but it's cold at night. But it looked like it was going to be wet as well. So what it's going to be like there and what it's going to be like in Latham, I don't know. There'd probably be a little bit of difference, but I will check up before the weekend. What else can I tell you? My friend Peter, who's in the care home, when I saw him at the weekend, he said to me he was going to go to a holiday resort, just for a day's visit. Now Peter, when he was young, fit and more able, he used to go to a holiday resort at a place called Hopton, and it was a holiday company called Potters, and they're still there, still running now. So if you ever watch indoor bowls, a lot of the time the indoor bowls is actually at Potters. That's the place that Peter used to go to, and Peter went there twice a year for years and years and years. I used to take him there, drop him off, and then at the end of the week I'd go and pick him up and bring him back, and I did that for a long time. But obviously now Peter's in a care home. It all stopped when we had COVID. That's when it stopped. Peter was pretty well all right up to that point, but after all COVID and just after, that's when things went wrong for Peter, where he became less able to do things and he started having lots of falls, and it all went wrong for him. He ended up in hospital on a couple of occasions, and the last occasion he bashed himself about by falling over, really made a mess of himself. He ended up in rehab, and they said they wouldn't take him back into the home that he was already in, because he just couldn't look after himself. He needed to go into a care home, and that's how he's ended up in the care home he is presently in, and he loves it there. He really, really likes it there. So Peter has often mentioned to the members of staff there how he used to go to Potters, and some of the members of staff there have also been to Potters. They knew all about it and knew about Peter, and they have arranged for Peter to go back. It's one day this week. I'm not sure what day it is. It might have been today, might be tomorrow. I don't know when it was. But one of the members of staff is going to take Peter back to Potters for a day, so he can go and revisit his old haunt. And the Potters management are fine with it, because Peter must have been one of their longest termed holiday makers, because he'd been going there for years, absolutely years. And Peter's a lovely fella. He used to they had a couple of disabled people's bungalows, and Peter always used to rebook it every year, or every time he went, he'd rebook it for the following year, and so on and so on. And so he had the same property year after year after year. And this Potters is a fantastic place, because I went and visited Peter while he was there once. And Peter gave me a grand tour, took me around and showed me everything. Showed me where they had the shows, where they had their meals, all the activities. He showed me where they played the bowls, which you see on telly. And every member of staff there knew Peter. They'd all stop and say hello to Peter and chat away with him, sit down and talk to him and treat him like a king. And he loved it. He absolutely loved it. And he'd always join in with things. He wasn't able to do things physically, as in running around playing football and doing a lot of the activities, because Peter's never been that able to do things because of his disabilities. But they used to find things that he could do, and he'd always take part. He would always take part. And so he's remained in touch with them. They send him a Christmas card every year, and he remembers the old man Potter, who's now unfortunately passed, but I believe his wife is still alive. But Mr. Potter's children now run the business, and they all know Peter so well, and they'll all greet him when he turns up. And so that's going to be great for Peter. If he goes there this week, it'll be fantastic for him. I'm not going to go and see Peter this weekend, and I did forewarn Peter that I want to go and see my parents. And what I'm going to do is one week I'm going to do Peter, the following week I'm going to go and see my parents. Now my dad's 91 the end of this month, so not long now before it's his birthday again. And we're talking of going out for a meal. So that's my mum, my dad, my sisters, myself and Skippy all going out for a meal. So I'm looking forward to that. Last year we went over to Cambridge and we went to see the Rat Pack. At I can't remember the name of the theatre now. Somebody will tell me what it was, but we went there, and my dad fell asleep in the car on the way back. I was the driver. I have to be a driver because I get travel sick otherwise. So I was the designated driver. It was my younger sister's car we took. So I drove that over there with my mum, my dad, my sister and myself in there. Skippy was in there as well, so we were all... No, was she? No, Skippy wasn't there. No, that was before Skippy. So we all went over there and we had a fantastic time. It was such a good time. Right, I'm running out of space now. So let's do the breadboard next. So yes, my dad's coming up to 91. My mum's 6 years younger than my dad, so yeah. But they're both doing really well. We've had we have hiccups. We all have hiccups, guys. Things don't always go as per plan, and they're coping with it. You've got no choice, have you? You just got to get on and do what you can do. And so both my parents do that, and they are really good. They support each other tremendously. My sisters, I've got my eldest sister, who used to be a social worker. She used to help people claim for things that they could have. She'd go around and see people in their homes and discuss with them what their needs were, and she'd tell them that they could get home help for so many hours a week and this, that and the other, and she would help them sort that out. And she did the same with my mum and dad. She said, well, you are entitled to have some assistance because of my dad had his heart attack and he couldn't do anything, and my mum is heavily compromised by arthritis, I think is the best way I can put it. So they both have a lot of trouble getting about. So they were able to have some home help come and help them, and so that happens. So yeah, that was my eldest sister that would sort that out, because she knew, and she worked in that department. She knew exactly what they should be able to claim and couldn't claim. and so that was fantastic. Good on you. That was my elder sister. My younger sister is still working. She's a couple of years younger than myself, and she has said that she doesn't intend to retire. She loves her job so much. She said she's not going to stop. She said she just loves it, and that's fantastic. If she's like that and she wants to carry on working, well, why not? And I don't think they can drive you out of your job now unless you're not performing, and there's lots of younger people coming on who can perform, and you're not pulling your weight. Then maybe then is the time to go. But she performs, she gets the results, and I think she's very good at what she does, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. And she doesn't work full time. I think she does 3 days a week, and she's done that for quite a few years now. It used to be Thomas Cook she worked for, but obviously Thomas Cook went out of business, and the shop she worked for got taken over by Hay Mills. I think it's Hay Mills, and she got taken on. She got taken back on. So she's still doing the job she's loved, and she's done this job since she left school. She's always worked for a travel agent since she was 16 years old. That's my tumble dryer just finishing. I still don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll worry about it when it happens, guys. We'll find something. Something will come along. Wait and see. But it won't be in the motor trade. It will not be within the motor trade. Snoop sat down beside me on the step, just in the doggy day room. He knows I'm going to be getting those apple pies out in a minute. He has been up the garden. He doesn't want to go out, but it's not very nice out there tonight. When I drove back tonight from Cambridge, we hadn't had a lot of rain in Cambridge. We had a few stick spots, but nothing horrendous. But when I got back to Lavenham tonight, there were huge puddles everywhere. So obviously Lavenham copped it and Cambridge didn't. So yeah, it always gets me how localised you can have rain. You can go, I had one experience, and that's when I was working in Bury St Edmunds, and it was time to knock off work. So I went to get my car, and the heavens opened up, and I had to run to my car and get in my car, and I was soaked. It was literally probably a 50-yard run from the garage to the lay-by where my car was parked, and I got soaked. And it was throwing it down. I had to have my wipers going full chat just to clear the screen so I could go down the road. And I drove down the road from the garage, and I had to go underneath the A14 to get to the other side to go back to Lavenham. And I went underneath the A14 and came out the other side, and this is a dual carriageway, so it's 4 lanes. So I went underneath the A14, came out the other side. The road was bone dry. There wasn't a drop. Literally from one side of the A14 to the other, one side it was absolutely soaking wet and hammering it down, and the other side, when I came out, the road was bone dry. How could you ever get that? That's amazing. I've never known that there's a real cut-off from going underneath that bridge to coming out the other side. It's so strange. So strange. I did that once in Switzerland. I drove through a mountain in Switzerland. It was very grey and gloomy as we went into this tunnel. And we went through this mountain. It was a long tunnel. And we came out the other side into brilliant sunshine. And that was spectacular. It doesn't happen very often, but that was lovely. Right. Okay, so that's all that lot. Now, I think if I leave the saucepans and the slow cook, I'm going to soak all those, and I'm going to do some plastics and the dog dishes, and I think that will do for tonight. And I shall do the other bits tomorrow morning when I get up to go to work. So we do this Tupperware container first. This is what I had the chicken in. So give that a clean. one goes. I've got to balance these somehow. That's it. Right, dog's dishes, and that will do. That's right, I'll turn it off in a second. It just keeps bleeping until you turn it off at the wall and open the door. Right, one to go, guys. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's the lid. Right. Right, here we go. Right, excellent. All done, guys. Right, we're done. Right. I'll show you Snoop in a sec. Let me just take this apron off. I haven't seen Sooty. I think Sooty might be on the sofa. Here we go. If I spin this around, see Snoop sat in the doorway. Look, can you see him? He won't move until I get those apple pies out. There you go. Just move this back a little bit. There. Right, we're done, guys. You can read him like a book, can't you? Here he comes. Sooty won't be far away. Hiya, Sooty. Good boy, Snoop. Snoop stood down here by the side of the selfie stick, and Sooty is stood in the doorway. I did ask Skippy if she wanted some apple pies, but she said no, she'd had enough today. Right, so that's the new custard ready. I finished the old one off yesterday. A couple of apple pies. I'm going to heat them. Sorry, guys. I'm going to heat them up. I'm going to sit with Skippy in the front room, and I'll put this video on for you guys. I will do another video when I put the boys to bed. But I'm not going up quite yet. But it's 9:30 now, so it won't be much longer. This one. Okay, right, that's my apple pie crust. If I move it over here, so you can see my boys. And I'll slide it down a bit. There you go. Right, guys, do you want your apple pie crusts? Here you go. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. Go over here. Sit down, Sooty. Sit. Sooty, come here. Sit. Good boy. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Good boys. Stay. Yes. Right, the boys have got their crusts. Right, apple pies are on. Right guys, all done? Was that nice? Good boys. Okay, I'll just extend selfie stick again, there we go. That's my boys. 2 days to go into another weekend, guys. And you know they're going to fly, they always do. There was a bulletin came out at work. We get this, they send emails to you all the time. They don't go and come and talk to you or give you an email. They give you a note. They'll actually just put an email on your site. And this one was to do with Christmas woolly pulleys. They're having a day in December. I forgot what the date was now, but they're asking all members of staff if they would like to wear a ridiculous Christmas woolly pulley for the day to raise money for a charity. And I said if you could wear a dress, I'd do it. I don't think I'd want to work in it though, guys. I'd ruin it. But yeah, that came through. Not today, that was yesterday that came through. And I mentioned this to one of the other blokes there and he said, well, I'm not wearing mine, he said. But yeah, if it had been something like a dress, I'd have gone dressed to impress. Right. Clear. Right, I'm going to go and sit with Skippy in the front room, have my apple pies. And the next video I pop on will be putting the boys to bed. So I'm going to sign out now, guys. 27 minutes long, this one. And I shall speak to you guys later. Okay, bye-bye.